When we get home, we're going to start with the Kolsch. All three beers are pretty unique, but of all three, the Kolsch is the one that we're going to be more likely to find ourselves ordering at our local pub, whether we realize it's a Kolsch we're ordering or not. So on a summer evening like this, a Kolsch is a pretty appropriate style. Kolsch, the style originated in Germany, but a lot of American summertime beers are Kolsches, like Goose Island Summertime or Harpoon Summer Beer. All breweries interpret Kolsches differently, but the one thing they all have in common is, in general, they're going to be light, crisp, well-balanced in terms of the malt and the hops, sessional beers with a very faint fruity taste. Now, sessionable means that you can drink a bit of the beer, quite a bit, beer after beer. You know, it's like a tailgating beer. And you're not going to be knocked back by alcohol content or crazy flavors. The first German Kolsches had a minerally sulfuric character. It was from the water source, and it added to the dryness and the bitterness in the taste. Today, a lot of Kolsches try and copy this by adding certain things to the water, but it's not always necessary. A Kolsch can be a Kolsch without having that minerally quality. Now, what we have here is a Kolsch from Germany that is unfiltered. That's really interesting. Extremely hard to find. I have no idea what it's going to taste like. It's unfiltered, so that means that the yeast is still in suspension, and it's going to probably have a little bit of a higher flavor profile, which I'm not sure what that's going to be like for a light, sessionable beer that's often compared to lagers. A Kolsch isn't supposed to have a lot of flavor, so I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. When I first saw this beer, I thought it was going to be an Oktoberfest. That word right there, it almost looks like Oktoberfest at first. And Freigeist. I mean, even though Oktoberfests don't have anything to do with Halloween, the labels sometimes seem to. I guess because they come out in October. And here, there's like a little ghosty guy. This beer comes from some brewery called Dausthaus Brauerei Brosel or something. Obviously, I don't know a thing about it. I tried to educate myself on it, but the website was all in German, and I obviously do not speak German. I think you get that much. You know, I was just thinking, is there Halloween in Germany? So, my predictions for this beer's appearance. It's going to be hazy, because it's unfiltered, so it's going to be cloudy with that yeast floating in it. It's going to be like a light straw to a pale yellow, because it is a Kolsch. It's probably not going to have a ton of carbonation. It's going to have a small head. Okay, so that is not a small head, but it's pretty rocky, and I think it's going to dissipate pretty quickly. As for the color and clarity, it is cloudy, and it's sort of a dark yellow, a little darker than what I was expecting, but darker than what you're expecting can be expected in an unfiltered beer. Here we are, me and Kolsch. As you can see, that head, yeah, it's disappearing. Like I say, it's like a root beer float on a very hot day. It is so hot right now. But anyway, the smell, what you want to smell for one of these. It's crisp, it's clean, it's got Pils malt, it's not a big bouquet, and it does have a little bit of a lemony character, just really faint, a ghost of fruit. Oh man, I think this is really tasty. Oh, how to describe. I've had a lot of Kolsches, but this one I think, even though it's unfiltered, maybe because it's unfiltered, I get it more. I get what differentiates a Kolsch when I drink this. It's sessionable. It's like a lager. It's like your regular lawnmower beer, but better. It's got more character, more flavor, and it's hard to put into words. It's got a really smooth, round taste. The hops and the malt are really perfectly balanced. and it does have a very, very, very slight fruity quality. Altogether, it's good. It's something you want to drink on a barbecue, but that you're not going to be bored or grossed out by. And finally, the mouthfeel. When we're judging a beer, the 3 main components we're looking at, or is it 4? I can do math, I swear. I work in finance. Okay, so appearance, smell, taste, and mouthfeel. And then you judge overall. But the mouthfeel for this is also, I think, right on the mark. It's smooth, it's crisp, it's not too dry, it's medium. Almost medium light, but the yeast gives it more of a medium body, and the carbonation is also medium. It's good. It's solid. If I shoot at different angles, does this make it more interesting? I forgot to mention, did I smell the minerally smell? And did I taste it? I smelled it. I didn't really taste it, but that minerally component that a lot of German beers have was present here. It does smell kind of like mineral water, like seltzer water. It's hard to explain, but it's like a very faint metallic smell. And I think it added some character. Sometimes it detracts, and sometimes a mineral metallic smell or taste can be a big fault in beer, and it means that you probably brewed your beer with a scratched pot or something. But this was good. So, is this the beer for you? Well, if you don't really like beer, or if you don't like beer yet, I think anyone can like beer, ultimately, then you might not love this one. It's a beer. It's got the hops. It's got the malt. It tastes like a beer. But if you think all beers taste like piss water, Coors Light, then it's not like a beer. It's a lot better. But if you really hate beer, then there are some other sort of different beers that I can help you out with and guide you through and get you more used to a beery beer like this. But if you do like beer, or even if you think beer is okay, it's okay. Like, I think that you would really like this. And it's something that you can drink and not get drunk on and take to a nice summer picnic with your friends and have a good time, and yep. Okay, everyone, that's it for the Kolsch. So, stay tuned, tune in for the next episode, because we are going to drink one of 2 beers. I haven't decided which, and they are not beers. These are different beers. Beers that non-beer drinkers don't know about. They're really cool. They're really different. And so, it's either going to be the Goose or the barley wine. So, tune in. Especially if you don't like beer, because these are going to be really, like, wacky. Like, you're going to want to drink it, you know, no matter who you are. Bye!